sorry about that, folks. I went a little over. I'll try to keep a better look on the time from now on. We read that last time. Honors to your house as well, Sumani. Am I correct in believing this is a drinking establishment? So it is. We serve many of your Midkemian drinks as well as a few of the Suranuani Empire as well. Perhaps I might interest you in a cup of chocha? Sumani, why did you decide to come to Midkemia and open an inn anyways? Surely you would get better business on Kelwan. I was not always a tavern keeper. As a soldier serving House Shinzuai under Earl Kasumi, I was trapped here when the Rift Gate was collapsed at the end of the Rift War. It was our belief that we would never again see our families in Suranuani or the green skies of Kelwan again. But Surani warriors traditionally kill themselves if they are in danger of falling captive to an enemy. This is true, Lord, but the Earl informed us that we were forbidden to dispatch ourselves until given leave to do so by a Great One. I believe in Midkemia you would call such one a magician. Until such time I content myself with running the Blue Will Inn. I've heard that the permanent rift gate to Kelwan is located near here. I was hoping we could get a glimpse of it. There would be little to see at the moment. An internal conflict has arisen in the empire between House Akoma and House Ansanti. The Assembly of Magicians have ordered a temporary interruption of transport between the empire of the Kingdom of the Owls until such time the conflict is resolved. I have been assured the measure is temporary. You said you were a soldier with the Surani forces. Would you be interested in teaching us some of your combat techniques? It would be my honor, Lord, but I will require a small fee for my services. If my armor were to be damaged, I would be ill-prepared otherwise to pay for its repair. 75 sovereigns would cover any potential harm. Is this fee acceptable? Yes, but we have that much. Excuse me, it's 12 a.m. right now. I don't know how much longer our armor is going to last. It's repaired. They proud the dwarves in Mac Mordrin. Duval, small ones are getting the armor. Goodbye. Thank you for super visits. We will be visiting you again. This guy.
What is it now?
The dwarf drew on his pipe. Languid smoke fumed from the old cogger's mouth as he studied Locker. Owen and Gorath each in turn. Although he had long ago lost the use of his left eye in the Mordril Swordstroke, eyebrows. Being as a dwarf never forgets as much as his own name, I cannot recognize a strapping young man before me who lost I saw as a boy. No slight intended, but I fear I don't recall the occasion. As like the rest of your Reuben kin, none among you can remember such past a week. If not for a week and ye dwarves, you would have forgotten that you were a kingdom at all. I fetched you out of a cellar along with a score of womenfolk at the Battle of Sathanon. Don't really remember me, Loki? Dubal, of course. I'm glad to see you. I hadn't recognized you without the eye patch. What a dwarf to do. I won this scratch fair and square now if he driving mother before I cover her up again. Shouldn't have done so in the first place. Nor I just sit here and jabber with that loon of a surrounding bartender and have me a few beers. Not much to do with the Mac murder Cadal at all collapsed. A barrackna has been seen down there. They'll be offering a hefty reward for his slaying, I might, if your tradition holds, too. Something of a challenge, as they are fierce beasties, even by Dwarven standards. I've heard tales of these creatures of stone. Thank you, Duval. Side quest. Barding. Let's not... let's not do that. Let's leave here. No entry, daybreak. No entry at night. Let's leave here for now. We'll be heading back in there in a moment. Let's make him barding 41%. Let's rest until daybreak. Head back inside. Yes. Barding is interesting. Suck at it. They'll kick you out if you're not good enough. But if you're good enough, you can get free money. Let's go inside here. The garrison was impressive. Sitting high on a hill overlooking LaMut, the military outpost had been constructed years earlier. Captain Belford stood as they entered the room. "It's good to see you once again, Locklear," he said, extending his hand. "I share that sentiment. What news have you? How is Earl Kasumi?" Locklear asked as the man shook hands. They sat in hard wooden chairs as Belford replies, He's well, but he's off taking care of some business, with a few guards come through the rift from Kelwyn. As for the rest of us, we're looking for a group of grey warriors from Kelwyn who slipped through the rift just before it closed." Locklear looked a little puzzled. King Lime and Emperor Ishlander granted the grey warriors freedom and new status in the kingdom. "Yes, but the agreement doesn't allow for the nationalization of the stolen goods. Seems they may have absconded with a valuable ruby from Macalla's entourage," said Belford. "Macalla? The Serrani Gary one?" Owen asked. Before Belford smiled. "Yes, he has been talking to Prince Rutha about establishing a permanent rift to encourage trade between the kingdom and Kelwyn. He is really throwing his weight around trying to get his ruby back. If you should happen to come across it, bring it back here. He's offering a reward." They thanked him for his information and left. Another side quest. Bad thing about this game, no side quest interface. I'm going to cut the video off here and be back shortly.